Hey guys, this is the changelog for the version 0.2.3 update. So I'll just get into the features. First of all, we have new buttons set up. So we have buttons that are attached to walls that are kata or ana. So you can see these, when I step ana, these buttons are attached to the wall that is ana. And then you have the green indicators because the redstone is connected in the kata direction to the ceiling buttons. And then you also have the ones on the kata side. So and those are connected to a wall that is one kata. And then you have these floor buttons, and this is a sort of 3D example of it where you have two different facing directions. You can see these two buttons, they have slightly different textures. The one on the left has like the rotated texture because it's actually facing in the opposite direction. Same with the buttons on the bottom over here. It doesn't actually have any effect on the functionality of the buttons. They act the same, but I just thought that like if we're gonna do the buttons, we might as well get all of the buttons working. So now buttons can all be placed correctly. What else? We can also place end rods and stuff now, and a few other things like chests as well we've also worked on. So these are the normal 6 end rod directions. But then if I step on it, you can see there's like a dot end rod, just because like if you take a slice of the end rod, it's really just a 2x2 area. So now it's just a 2x2x2 area. And it's nice because it's just a point light source. And the ana and kata facing ones both look the same right now. We might get decals on them, but maybe not. This is an example of like the auto model generator working. So we didn't like hard code how the end rod's new texture should be. We got it from these textures and using like the auto model generator, which right now runs in the dev environment. So we have to run it and then input the textures in. But eventually we're hoping that even with like buttons and stuff, like these buttons were also generated with a generator, but we're hoping to hard code those. Like we're hoping to code those so that when you start up the game, it does it with all of the modded buttons and everything as well. So you can place the modded buttons in different directions as well. Because right now I think if you try to place a modded button like that, it just crashes. So, which is not fun. Another thing we have is changes to nether portals. So usually you'll have a nether portal on the x-axis or the z-axis, but now we can also have nether portals on the w-axis. So this is a 3x3 by how tall is this? By 5 nether portal. You can see if I step 2 slices away, you have like one of the sides of the nether portal, and then you have 3 slices of the actual nether portal, and then you have the other ending slice, right? And these are like independent of each other, and so you can create these like bars and stuff, sort of, which is cool. And they're not like, you can place them next to each other, and the height doesn't have to be the same, so you can get these like cool setups where they look like that. Right now, the nether itself is not working. Like if I walk through this portal, it'll just crash the game, because we still have to get that working, and that'll be like a big like overwrite of like how the worlds actually work, right? So we're not gonna, well, we might work on that next, but Nether Wortals. What else do we have? We have chests. So in 2D, sorry, in 3D, these are like our options really. We have a chest that's on the x-axis and a chest that's on the z-axis. Or you could have a double chest on the x-axis or a double chest on the z-axis, right? And we're ignoring the fact that if you like flip it over, it's different. We're just looking at like the axes, not specific directions. In 4D though, you can have, so these are all of our single chests here. You have one on the X and the Z, and you also have it on the W direction. The texture is still a little bit jank there. I think that's, I'll have to release a fix for that. but the idea is that it's facing in a different direction, so there's no latch on it, because the latch is in the W direction. And then you have your, now instead of 9 variants, not 9, 6 variants of double chests instead of the 2, because some are just like not possible because of how it's structured. But you have your normal double chest, and then you also have this double chest, because on the adjacent slice there's also a chest, and these two are connected. So and the sound and opening isn't really working correctly just yet, but anyway, all of this is like hidden behind a game rule. At least the quad chests are. This isn't behind a game rule. You can do this just without game rules. So you have your Z facing double chest, but then you have a W connected Z facing double chest, and this is the like X connected Z facing double chest. And then you have both of the W facing X connected and Z connected chests, which is cool. Finally, and this is behind the game rule, so usually if I do, this is for quad chests. Usually if it's false, then you can see we just get double chests, and these would be 2 separate double chests. Like you wouldn't be able to get stuff between them. But now, if I enable the game rule, this is actually a quadruple chest. So because all of these are X facing, but then it's simultaneously, they're X facing, but these are simultaneously Z connected and W connected, so that gets you like a 2x2 chest. And this is like a rotation of it, and this is also just a rotation of it, where now all the chests are facing in the W direction, but you have this like double chest. You can see how this is working with the resource packs. That's because it is compatible with resource packs, pretty much with like how it extends the GUI. There's some language issues there. I think I'll have to fix those, but in general, it's working. Let's remove that one. So yeah, quadruple chests. What else is there? We got scaffolding working. So with the scaffolding, this is like a miniaturized version of the structure. You have sort of like this like square, and then you go up and you just have like the points, and then you have a plus on the final slice, right? It's one dimension, it's one bigger on this one, so you can go out to these sides, and then you can take 3 steps, and then you end up at the plus, and then you can take steps down, end up back here, and then if you go kata now, you can go through here and then back up. I fell off. But yeah, the scaffolding works. You can place stuff, kata and ana, which is pretty neat. And you can also place it kata and ana. So if I go to the final slice, right? If I want to place scaffolding more ana from here, I can press like the Alt and then the key for stepping ana and click there. And right now there's no visual distinction, but you can see it's placed a scaffolding where there normally wasn't one. So like here, I fell off because there was no scaffolding, but now if I place it now, there's an extra scaffolding there. And if it's like more than 6, then it just drops off. So yeah, the scaffolding is working. And this is just like a scaffolding zigzag, which holds itself up, but it kind of looks like it's floating just on this slice. What else? We've changed enchantment tables. So now, usually enchantment tables, you have a 5x5x2 area in which you can place the bookshelves. But now instead of 5x5x2, it's 5x5x5x2. So you can see it goes across 5 separate slices. And it all of those books would count, which means that you can do stuff like have a completely empty enchanting table and like get level 30 enchants. You need 15 bookshelves for level 30 enchants, and you can see 2 slices away on the ana side I've placed 8, and I've placed 8 more on the kata side, so that gives you like 1 extra just for the sake of being symmetrical. But you can get level 30 enchants from that, which is pretty cool. More texture changes. It's just so that it works with the resource packs. We made so that the repeaters use the smooth stone texture itself. So and that just means if you change the texture pack, then because before the texture wouldn't change with the resource pack, but now it does. Now it'll be more detailed because the overlays are now the like cotton on indicators are just overlays on top of things instead, which means that it doesn't affect the actual texture of it. It's just an overlay, which is neat. Let's see. Another super cool thing is water is working. So let me just grab a water bucket and a normal bucket. So water and I should say lava is working four-dimensionally. So you can see right now I have water here and I have it like fully contained on all 6 sides. But if I break this one, then the water will flow out, right? So now it's like it's flown out across slices and it's less on this slice because this block is blocking it. If I then actually just block off this water, you can see that water goes away because now it's fully contained again. You can do cool things with this. You can, since it flows this way, and then you have, what I've done is I've basically rotated a cobblestone generator. So now this is a cobblestone generator just across 40 instead, which is pretty neat. And the rules for source block formation are the same as usual. So usually you'd have, if you place a block there and then a block there, you formed a source block. And then on this adjacent slice, it looks like these are source blocks, but I can't actually pick up this water because it's flowing water. I just haven't made indicators for when it's flowing kata or ana yet. If I clear that, you can do the same thing. You can have water and then a bucket, another water source, one on like a diagonal like this. And now these 4 are source blocks and these 4 are the running water. And then you can place it there and now you have a 2x2x2 cube of water, which is neat. And if we were to break that, like this one for example, the water would flow out and it would just, yeah, it would flow out to the adjacent areas. Yeah, that's pretty much all for this update. And there are a lot of like changes, but you can like behind the scenes, or you can check the change log for that.